Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Kanonenjagdpanzer 105. It's a Tier 8 German premium tank destroyer. It's located on the north spawn of Murovanka, and this one is under the command of PGTraitor of Havoc 3. Game on! Well, he's armed with a 105mm main gun capable of 390 alpha, penetrating 268mm of armour and a very high shell velocity because he's using standard APCR, and with the premium rounds he'll actually go through 330mm of armour, so big jump from 268 to 330. Now the Germans produced 850 of this tank destroyer. It was designed and built by Hanomag and Henschel. You may know Henschel because they used to build aircraft in World War II. Oh, lovely shot on the Barras there. Got 350, which is a low roll, but he got a lovely hit with standard ammo. Now he did get spotted, so more than likely the enemy will try and fire back in this direction. Now they built 770 of these for the Bundeswehr, West German Armed Forces, and they also built 80 for the Belgians as well. Ouch! Just took a big hit from the T832, and the T103 responds for us. The armour on this vehicle is absolutely diabolical. It's also got a fairly low hit pool for a tank destroyer of this tier, so it really can't afford to take any hits from the enemy. You don't really want to get spotted if you can help it. Unfortunately, he did get spotted by that T832. Now, this tank destroyer actually first came into operation in 1960. That's when they built the first prototype. And as I said, they built 850 of them afterwards. It was designed originally to have a 90mm gun, but they actually did consider fitting a 105mm gun after they found out that they couldn't penetrate the T72 and the T64 with the 90mm main guns. So a lot of these were actually converted into missile carriers, anti-tank missiles, and then they were known as the Jaguar Spy or Jaguar 2, and they actually carried tow missiles as well, which would still be effective today. T832 blocks the shot. Unfortunately, that also means that he knows we're still here, and he might try to hit us again because we did get spotted. Trying to get a shot. Nice hit on the ISU 152. Got a low roll for 382. He's working this corner as much as he can. That T832 is pulling back. It looks like he might be able to get a shot into him. No, I think they're actually trying to move further north. In fact, our Emil and our T103 are actually in a bit of trouble. There's the T832. Keeps poking his rear out, but that will do that. And it's an average roll, 390. It pokes up straight away. There's the T832. Ah, that's better. High roll, 428. Says, knock, knock, we're still here. The gun depression on this tank is 8 degrees, so he can work a ridgeline. Fires blind, but we don't know if that one hit, but we did get spotted, so somebody was watching when we fired. Now it does have some really good accuracy, this tank, as well as fairly quick aim time, shell velocity and pen. So I said the shell velocity is 1,479. Just check that. 1,478 meters per second. So very, very quick indeed. Just point and aim. You don't need to give any lead on the target. Okay. Yes, he got the lower plate there, and he backs away from the position. Oh, we did get spotted, but not by him. by the ELC Ever 90, who's just come round behind us. So now we're being forced to relocate. Now, one of the good things about this tank destroyer is it's got a very fast speed, 70 kilometers an hour, so it can get away really quickly if it needs to. It's the same speed as a light tank. See, they're retreating as fast. See there, changing course to avoid any counter fire. And I think he's going to work this position. There's some trees around here he can use. Okay, this looks a good spot to set up. He's already got 3,000 hit points of damage. Now, one of the bad things about this tank destroyer is the DPM. It's not so great. It's only 2,033 hit points per minute, because the reload time is actually quite long. Standard reload 11.51 seconds, and he's got 9.45. As I said, it's also got very poor armor. The biggest armor is actually on the front and the sides. It's only 30mm thick, so just about anything that touches this vehicle is going to go through. TS-54 takes a hit. It's a low roll though, 325. He changes position to avoid getting shot at down the return line. Now TS-54's pulled back in. We seem to be holding the enemy up quite well in this area. It was only that ELC that forced us to move, because every one of his shots would have penned. Oh, lovely kill shot there on the BZ-166. Just the turret he could go for, but he got him. Okay, that TS-54 is just still there, and so is the T-832. He's still firing the standard ammo, and still getting pens. Up. No, he wants that one, the Kari. Can he get a shot? Yes, he actually did. I think he went in through the tracks there. Well, he got the spotting assist. He didn't get the pen. Oh, he didn't pull back fast enough, and he took one round from the TS-54. No, he's not going to move away because there isn't enough cover, and he doesn't want to give the Kari an easy shot. Okay, so he did lose his viewfinder. Can he get a shot on this Kari? Looks like he's changing position. Oh, good job he spotted that. The Barras was in his corner. Could have sneaked round behind us. I think he wants to change position. That would be the smart move. If he stays in this spot, he could get assaulted by the Barras coming up on him rather quickly. So he's going to relocate. It leaves the Panther in a position where he can actually be attacked, but the Panther's moving forwards. Okay, so there we've got the Shrek, and he's going to stick around this area with the Shrek, and they can back each other up. Now, the 90mm gun that was originally placed on the earlier versions of this tank actually came from the patent tank. Yes, the M47s that were bought by Germany were actually converted, or rather the guns were used to mount on the Kanonenjagdpanzer. Another nice shot, this time on the TS-54. Oh, and the Shrek managed to get the double tap and takes him out of the game. And we've just seen another death, so there's 4 enemy tanks left. And they're all over on this side of the map, so now everyone's migrating over here as quickly as they can, and they're going to work this area. It's everybody for themselves to get as much hit points as you can in the time that's remaining. Now, watch out that you don't get shot at by that Barras. Nice one, got the engine bay. Didn't get the kill, but he got a high roll for 413. The Barras has got round us. The Shrek is in danger. He just took hits. But he goes down. The Shrek got him. So there's only 2 enemies remaining now. The G-Saw and a Striv S1. Okay, so we're rushing to get into a position. Got to watch out for the G-Saw though, because it's got that 105mm autoloader. There's the G-Saw. Oh, he's way down there. And there's the Striv as well. Oh, lovely hit on the Striv. He gets a low roll, but both enemy tanks go down, and that is the end of the game. A great result for PGTraitor. Here's the end of battle stats. That was an ace tanker game for PGTraitor in the Kanonenjagdpanzer 105. He managed to get a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 10. He also got a 5 for effect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle, a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team, and of course he also got a high caliber as well for dealing the most damage in that game overall. Because it's on what replays, we don't know the win rate, but it must have been Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see that the highest damage was 5,477 hit points of damage. Very nice for a non-tier 10 tank destroyer. The second highest damage in the game actually went to the Brass with 3,250, the enemy one. He actually did rather well, but in the end, the last target he went after was the Shrek, and the Shrek was able to get him back and take him out the game. The third highest damage, well, that went to the Lurva on the enemy team with 1,927 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, it's actually the ELC 790 on our team who did the best with 3 kills. 2 kills went to the Shrek, the Lorraine 40, the Kanonenjagdpanzer, or Jagdpanther, I should say, or Panzer, and also to the Panther 2. And on the enemy team, the Lurva, the G-Saw, and the Kari managed 2 kills each. When it came to base XP, it was actually, yes, PGTraitor who got the highest with 1,532. Second highest damage was the ELC 790, 1,218, and they were the only 2 who managed to get over 1,000 base, with the third highest player being the Lorraine 40 ton who got 787. So at least he got the top in 2 of the columns. He just missed out on getting the top number of kills by the fact that the ELC managed to get more kills than he did, just by 1. Anyway, he fired 22 rounds in the game, got 16 direct hits on the enemy, 15 penetrations, damage of 5,477 hit points, of which 3,430 were up more than 300 meters. So you can see a lot of long-range shooting, because this gun is very, very well suited to long-range shooting, because it's got obviously got a very high shell velocity. It can cover the distance very, very quickly indeed. He did receive 2 hits, both were penetrations. One of those came from the T-832, the other one from the TS-54. 3 enemy vehicles spotted, 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 2 kills, so there's the Confederate. 1,206 hit points of spotting assist. Now, he actually earned a profit on this game, and he did so because he was using mostly standard ammunition, APCR, and being very effective with it indeed. 88,679 credits, and that's without any bonus as well. No bonus in that one. So it was just the sheer amount of damage he did, and the fact that he used the right ammo. 4,826 XP as well. A very, very good game in the Kanonenjagdpanzer 105. Not a lot of people have them. Most people stay away from them simply because they have so thin armor, paper thin armor. And unlike the SU-130 PM, which actually does have a very big gun, a 13cm gun, and does huge amounts of damage each shot, this thing has about the same amount of armor as an SU-130 PM, but less damage per shot and a much worse DPM, which makes it more of a challenge to try and fight one of these things and make it work. At least with the SU-130 PM, you've got a very, very wide arc of fire. This thing doesn't have such a wide arc, but it's actually, well, it's fairly narrow, so it's very difficult. It's a challenge to drive this thing and actually get good damage. But PGTraitor did very, very well indeed, and of course excelled by getting a Confederate, a high caliber, and an ace tanker. I hope you enjoyed this replay. If you did, please give the video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.